Rally drivers tend not to lose their temper that often, but when they do, the results can be fairly dramatic. So here are some of the greatest meltdowns the World Rally Championship has ever witnessed. This flamboyant Italian was a firm fan favourite, but his passionate Latin temperament could occasionally get the better of him.
I need to go to sleep and to relax a little bit because You understand?
A series of issues at Rally New Zealand 2005 cost Gigi Galli dear, and the heart rate revs began to rise. Eventually, his co-driver felt the full force of his frustration. And just a couple of years later, it was Giovanni Bernicini who fell foul to Gigi's temper, sending a water bottle flying into the unsuspecting co-driver's nose.
Sorry, Giovanni.
The most infamous ending to a season ever? The 1998 title was Tommy Mäkinen's. Well, there's more to that story. When Mäkinen retired, we all thought the title was surely Carlos Sainz's, but of course, the Spanish driver's Toyota retired on the final stage of the rally, just metres from the finish line. Luis Moya was raging, and Sainz was distraught. Incredibly, Mäkinen was gifted it at the final hour. Rally Kenya 2000, and Gilles Panizzi, after picking up 2 punctures, had to battle through Argentinian driver Roberto Sanchez's dust, not once, but twice. Panizzi summed up his frustration in a spicy post-stage interview.
The driver before is not sport. I remote him, and the helicopter, my helicopter, say to him, stop, he don't stop, and me, paf!
He then lost the plot completely and tried to drag Sanchez out of the car for some afters. Mads Osberg was leading the WRC2 class in Sardinia 2021 until he picked up a puncture on stage 18, and that cost him precious time. Inside the car, Mads had a bit of a shouty moment. Francois Delacour was the last Mitsubishi standing at Rally GB 2002, until he wasn't. And it was his co-driver who took both barrels of the fiery Frenchman's anger for reading a pace note late.
Il était trop tard! Ils m'ont annoncé 10 fois trop tard! 10 fois trop tard, mais 10 fois trop tard. 100 fois trop tard.
It was Chevy Pons' co-driver Carlos Del Barrio's 200th event. What should have been a celebration turned into a rally to forget. He accidentally read the same line of pace notes twice, and Pons was not a happy camper. And while giving his co-driver an earful, he lost all control of the car and binned his Citroën into the vineyard. Poor old Del Barrio was distraught. Today, we know him as the level-headed team principal at Toyota, but in his driving days, Jari-Matti Latvala wore his heart on his sleeve. There was this mechanical failure in 2017, and again in Poland. Then there was that puncture in Spain.
I don't want to know. I'm so angry now because I would have won this rally. We haven't just had this puncture.
A flying finish is, well, it's pretty much exactly that. But in the wet of Monte Carlo 2014, the time control came up a little too quick for a flying Sébastien Ogier on stage 8. And he was not best pleased.
It's completely crazy. We are just after the finish line.
Left 90.
Anthony Warmbold suffered an engine shut-off in 2004's Rally New Zealand, and by the time it had been resolved, Francois Duval, also in a Ford, was in his dust. The Belgian pair's frustration was palpable.
We can't see anything. Stop him, please. Oh,
Warmbold, though, wasn't picking up the phone.
Right 90, 2 in.
And at the finish, co-driver Stefan Prevost made sure to let Warmbold know exactly what he thought of the situation. Finally, it's not only F-bombs and beating fists when things go awry in the WRC. Oyt Tanak had been driving phenomenally at Poland 2016 and was on course for his first ever rally win. However, a puncture on the penultimate stage meant Tanak's dreams of that maiden victory evaporated. The Estonian was inconsolable.
I don't know. The amount of work we put in, in all this, and in the end you get nothing. It's too hard. It's too hard. Oh, the poor boy.